Good evening, guys. I want to welcome you to our STEAM program for tonight. You guys should be working out of the week 4 packet for summer reading. We're going to be building our jousting robot tonight. So, in your packet, you should have some parts and pieces that you're going to need to build the robot. You should have 4 different sized gears. They may be different colors, they may be the same colors. The main thing is they need to be those different sizes. You're going to have 2 wooden dowels. Going to have 1 motor that has 2 clips attached to it. 2 plastic blocks with holes in them. A battery holder and a battery. You'll also have a set of instructions that talks to you about the robots, how the motor and all this combines to work together, and gives you guys some ideas for other things that you can make with these parts or with things that you get from home. Now, to make this, you're of course going to need some tools. You will need a ruler and a pencil to mark and measure your dowels. You will need some sort of tool to cut those dowels to the right size, a hammer to tap them into the gears and the wooden blocks, and you may need some tape or a pair of scissors to cut the tape. So, I want you guys to notice too that in your kit you have this warning: small parts, parental supervision suggested. That means that if you are nervous or your parents are nervous about you playing around with some of these small parts or some of these tools, you should ask them for help. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to give you a hand putting together your jousting robot. So I'm going to clear myself some space here, and I will start showing you guys how to put one together. Alright guys, so the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to measure and mark your dowels and then cut them. I've already gone ahead and did that to make things simpler. You're going to need 2 6-inch pieces to put it together, and you're going to need 2 1-inch pieces. So like I said, I've gone ahead and cut those so that when I get to the steps I need them, I'll have them ready. So I'll put that aside for right now. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your big gear. This is going to be the base of your robot, and you can either side should work. I'm going to flip mine over like that, I think. You're going to take one of the dowels and you're going to put it right here in the middle. This is a point where you may need the hammer to tap it all the way in. So you've got this base set up. Now you're going to take one of your plastic blocks. The plastic blocks has 2 holes on the side and then 1 running through the middle. You want to make sure that when you put this one on, these 2 holes on the side are facing you, so you can look through them like a pair of binoculars. So you're going to put that on the top, and in this case it's slided right down. Slide it down about halfway or so. Again, you want to make sure that the 2 holes are facing out, so it looks like a little pair of binoculars. Right. So next, you're going to get your other plastic block. Now, this time, instead of having it facing this way, you want it facing that way, so you only see 1 hole when you look through it. And you're going to take that one up here on the top, and you're going to put it not through the middle, but to the side, so it sticks out a little bit like that. Try and line these up the best you can. They don't have to be perfect. So you'll have this one up here at the top and this one here in the middle. So then you're going to take one of your 1-inch pieces and you're going to put it through the middle of this piece on top. And sometimes they can be difficult, particularly these smaller pieces. So you may need to get your hammer again to get it all the way through. So once you've got that done, you're going to take your motor. And on your motor, if you guys notice, there's this little loop right here that has a hole. And that's going to slide onto this piece of dowel that you just put in. All right, and that keeps him in place. All right, so now that you've got this done, you're going to take your next biggest gear and you're going to put it right there. And you should be able to spin it like that. Oop, I knocked him over. Then you're going to take the 1-inch piece of dowel that you have left and you're going to put it in one of the holes on the gear's face. In this case, it slid right in. If you have trouble with it, you can again use the hammer. You're going to take the next size gear and put it on there. And then you're going to take this little gear and put it on there. And ooh, it should still spin. Now, we're ready for our battery. You're going to take your battery and you're going to put it into the battery holder. Now, at this point, you're going to need to secure it somewhere on your robot. You can put it maybe on the back right here. Maybe you want to try taping it to the support right there in the middle. It all kind of depends on how you want to do it. I'm going to try taping it onto the support right here. But what you want to be sure is that the battery holder has these two metal connectors at the end. You want to make sure that they are free because you're going to need to clip these clips onto it. Now to secure it, I'm going to use some tape. We'll line it up here, and I'm just going to have some issues with the tape. I'm just going to wrap the tape around to make sure it stays in place. My clips are still able to be free. Now I'm going to give you guys a little hint too. Before you start it going with the battery, you're going to take another piece of tape and pull these cords back and wrap them around so that they're out of the way. Because lots of times when this starts spinning, it hits the cord and it slows it down. All right, so since this is a jousting bot, it needs to have a lance. So you have this block right here. So just decide whether he's left-handed or right-handed, and boom, there you go. You have his lance for jousting. So what you are going to do now, you're going to take your clips, put one on the top, and put one on the bottom. And when it does, he'll start jumping around. Sometimes he'll fall over, and you may have to play around with him a little bit to get his balance just right, but he should dance and bounce around and spin. And if you have someone else who has one of these jousting bots, you can have them do a joust, just like little knights would back in medieval times, just like knights who fight dragons in fairy tales do. All right, I'm gonna calm them down right now. So there you guys have it. If you want to turn them off, all you have to do is take off one of the clips and he stops. So there's lots of different designs that you guys can do with these types of robots. So if you come up with something different or want to try another layout than what I have, I definitely would love to see it and see what sort of success you guys are having with it. So please send us what you're working on our Instagram or Facebook. We'd love to see it and share it with other people for our summer reading program. So we'll see you guys next time. I hope you guys have a good night.